Hey guys, Cameron here with Emerson Property Management. Every week I bring you tools, tactics, strategies, lessons I've learned, things that helped me build up a sizable rental portfolio in about 2 years and now manage that portfolio. Today, guys, I want to talk about the value of a property manager. So before you just say whatever, I'm going to go on, I do want to talk through about the monthly management fee. So what that is, sometimes it's a percentage of rent, sometimes it's a flat fee. We do a flat fee. At the time of this recording, we're $125 a month. And I just want to break that down from a value perspective of if you were an individual owner, if you're trying to go out and shop the services that we have access to, that we provide, and you start looking at adding those up, you're going to see that it's pretty substantially above what you're paying for. So the $125 is just a fraction of the value that you're getting for each of those services. And I'm not even naming all of them. I just rattled through a handful off the top of my head. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If you guys can do me a huge favor before we get into that, like, subscribe, share if you find it valuable. If not, I don't want any charity here. So appreciate y'all though. Okay, value of the services. So let's just start at the top, guys. Property management software. So this is an online portal. This is online portal for the tenants, for you as an owner. All those sorts of softwares that collect rent, automated rent collection, rent distribution, so that we can pay you as an owner without having to cut you a check. That's going to run you somewhere right around $25 a month. There are some services out there that might be $5 a month or $10, but they're going to nickel and dime you on the fees. So they're going to nickel and dime you on EFTs, whether that's a tenant or you're going to pay it as a distribution. So I'm just using an average of about $25 a month if you were going to go do that. Now this is just, let's just say 1 or 2 properties. These are what those fees are for. If you start adding 4 or 5 or 6, this number goes up substantially. And this is a cheap property management software. I'm kind of being conservative in a lot of these numbers. So about $25 a month. We also have a 24-hour emergency line that we like to offer to all of our tenants. That is going to run you about $125 a month. These people pick up rain or shine Monday through Sunday, noon to midnight, every single hour of every single day, and 365 days in a year, 366 on a leap year. Okay? These folks are going to pick up. And then we have a call tree on who needs to handle what, depending upon the level of severity. So if you were to go do that and build that out, that's going to run you about $125 a month. Bookkeeping. So we handle, when we get a maintenance request and we pay that vendor on your behalf, we put that into our system and we categorize it per the IRS guidelines. And then we have the receipt or invoice attached to that transaction. So you'll always be able to see that online 24/7. And then at the end of the year, and I didn't even really put this as a separate thing, but we provide you with your 1099 and again, all those classifications and a download for you to share that with your accountant. So literally all you have to do, instead of going through and trying to solve all these transactions and filter and sort through receipts and all other sorts of nonsense, all you have to do is download one thing at the end of the year. We've categorized everything for you exactly what it's supposed to be. Accountants love it. That's going to run you about $50 a month, about $600 a year. If you were to pay somebody to do it again, a few hours a month, and then, or maybe some more time at the end of the year. And honestly, this is again on the low end. Maintenance coordination. So we have a maintenance coordination software. So when a tenant submits a request, it will automatically, based on their selection criteria, respond and route things where they need to go. So if it's a leak, that gets elevated, obviously, versus, a garbage disposal or a light bulb that's out, or, pest control, something like that. So the maintenance coordination that we're able to do and workflows we're able to create out of that would run you, if you were going to go buy the software on the open market, you were going to run about $100 a month. There are some that are more expensive. The one we use is about $200 a month. But again, if you were going to go hire it out and go try to pull something off the shelf, you're going to run you about $100 a month. Legal compliance is the next thing. So we have an attorney who reviews all of our documents. We're licensed agents in the state of Texas. So we use all, Texas Association Realtor forms. We do have some forms that we use just to give us a little bit more a little bit more scrutiny with our leases so that we make sure that the tenants are protecting your property. And every so often we have an attorney review those documents. So again, we're agents, we're doing continuing education, we're staying on top of all the latest rules and regulations. And that would run you about $50 a month, maybe $600 a year for somebody to review some of those documents. Now, I can hear y'all. My agent is going to provide me that. They very well might, but I've met a lot of agents who don't know anything. They know very little. They're their friend, or I don't know how many evictions, this is going to be a sidebar real quick. I don't know how many evictions I've had to file because the owner's uncle or friend or nephew has a real estate license and placed the tenant for them. Just because they're licensed agents doesn't mean that they know what they're doing and they're following up on their CEs and they actually are paying attention and doing deals. So be cognizant of that. The legal compliance, it might be good. Laws are changing every 2 years. The Texas Property Code changes every 2 years. So if you're using leases from 2 years ago, you are technically out of compliance. So we stay on top of that. And then the last one. Now this is subjective, so don't throw this all out. But the last one's the real estate coaching. So as a small business, as Emerson Property Management, we're not a franchise. We're not a massive company. We don't have thousands of units. We have between 110 and 130 units at the time of this recording. We have, what I say, 50-ish owners, 50 to 60 owners that we work with. I know all of them on a first name basis. I talk to all of them. We have quarterly reviews. Some of that coaching that you get or the owner gets from me and from our director of operations and our resident services manager, from our team, is way more than $125 a month. Somebody couldn't pay me off the street to say, Cameron, I want to pick your brain, $125 a month. I'll help people out where I can, but if somebody wanted some routine coaching, it's going to cost more than $125 an hour. You guys get that as an owner. We look at you as a partner in trying to help you in your real estate venture. So I know a lot of people that go out and buy real estate coaching and they pay $500 an hour, $1,000 an hour, $15,000, $20,000 for a seminar. I'm just on average going to say that we talk maybe 1 or 2 hours a month. Okay? Whether that's email, text, you have a question about, I've had people ask questions about lots and building new homes and 1031s and cash out refinances. We talk about all that with your strategy, and that's no extra charge. So I'm just going to say it's about $250 a month of real estate coaching that you get on an individual basis. That is so low. I didn't want to put 500, it felt crazy, but that's low. And if you use it, I don't have a cap. If you're an owner and you're working with us and you want to talk 1031s one month, and then the next month you're having an issue with insurance, and then the following month you have an issue with some sort of construction question or what have you, we will always be able to talk. I can't tell you I'm going to have the answer every time, but we will always make space for our owners. And that's why we can't make all this space for everybody else. We have to be kind of particular about being able to give out our time without, any sort of organization or whatever, because we are so focused on taking care of our owners. So if you add all that up, you're looking at right around $600 a month. Now, I am leaving out a lot of different stuff, right? This is bare bones minimum, guys, very bare bones minimum. You're getting $600 worth of value. If you were trying to go out as an individual owner and replicate what we have, that is not including our HAR dues. That is not including the MLS access that we have. That is not including the continuing education that I have to pay to have a license. You don't have to have a license to manage your own property in the state of Texas, but to manage others, you do. So there's things like that if you were going to go out and get your license and MLS access, that would be another fee. There's so many other things on here, y'all. I just picked out the high level stuff. So you could see, I could create a list of dozen other little knick-knack things that we do. But those are the main ones. So y'all, when you see, and why am I telling you this? When you guys see $125 a month management fee, you might be thinking, God, that's a lot of money. My property only cash flows $200 a month. I did not include in this either increasing your residency or tenant occupancy, reducing vacancy, collecting rent at a higher rate than an average owner. There is so much more that goes into that, guys. So there's so much more above $600. And like I said, to come back around, good property managers, not all are created equal. All property managers are not created equal, but good property managers will save you way more than your $125 a month. They will make that for you in vacancy, increasing rents, yada, yada, yada. There's so many things that we can do to make that $125 a month just inconsequential. So be cognizant of that, y'all. When you see that, don't get so much sticker shock. There are things that go into that and many services and things that if you were to go out in the open market and try to do, you would see that you're going to be paying quite a bit for that. So I hope that was helpful. If it was, let me know. If it wasn't, let me know. Anytime you're comparing property management services, see what they get. People might nickel and dime you for some of this stuff. We don't. That's kind of all included in that. So make sure y'all understand what services are included. And if you stuck around this long, there's a video up here regarding property management fees. And this time where I had somebody tell me I wasn't charging enough fees, they charge like 30 or 40 fees to different owners. So check that out. Be careful if you're comparing property management companies. We're not all created equal. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for tuning in.